Hi, it's Ron Williams. Welcome back once again to our YouTube channel. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. This is one of the things I really love to do, and that is cook. Why do I love to cook? Probably because I love to eat. And I want to eat well, I want to eat healthy, I want to make sure that this is conducive, whatever I put in my body, that it's fuel to reach my goals. But at the same time, I like for it to taste good. And what I'm about to make today, you're gonna love. I want you to enjoy it with me. I'm gonna be cooking some eggs with ground turkey, extra lean ground turkey with green peppers, red peppers, and onions. You wanna make sure you have lots of cruciferous vegetables because they help to decrease body fat in the fact that they absorb some of the fat loss resistant chemicals that we have in our everyday diet. We have what you call estrogen mimickers, we have halogens, we also have excitotoxins, and all of those create excess body fat. So we want to get rid of those. So here we go. So from this point, what I want to do is I want to cook the vegetables first because they take a little longer to cook, and I let them simmer. But I'm not going to cook in oil. I'm going to fry or scramble my eggs in water. And that may sound strange to you, but when we taste these later, you're gonna enjoy them. Even though you're not gonna taste them, you're gonna see how good they look and wish that you could. So I'm gonna go get the distilled water. Got it? There we go. And you'll notice that we would never put this much oil in the water. And then I'm going to put my minerals. Our bodies are electrically conducted, so we need the minerals in the water also. Now in the beginning, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the vegetables just kind of cook on low heat. I want to save you from some of the mistakes that I made. One of the mistakes I made was I didn't take the heat, didn't place the heat high enough on the eggs to begin with, or let the water come to a boil first. And I was afraid of the eggs sticking. I was afraid of the possibility of burning the food that I was cooking. All of those things that we concern ourselves with. But I found out that the best way to do it is to put the fire up extremely high and cook the water out. That's what we're actually doing. We're actually cooking the water out of the eggs once we get the eggs in there. As you know, the water is starting to come to a boil, but not quite enough. And for flavor purposes, I'm going to grab some black pepper. First we'll start with the lemon pepper, a little bit of black pepper. Yeah, awesome. Now when you do this, you know, you want to put the seasonings in this mixture that you like, not necessarily the ones that I like, but this is really, really tasty, I'm telling you. Now that we've got this all mixed up, as you notice, the water is boiling now. And there's quite a bit of water in there. We have 6 eggs that we put here that we're scrambling. And here we go. Boom. So you put it in there in the beginning and you let it boil, let it heat, and let it coagulate together, and you'll notice that the water will start slowly dissipating. And while that's taking place, I'll take the ground turkey and I'll put it over here with the vegetables. Little dollop sizes. And this is going to probably take a little longer to cook than the eggs themselves. A little bit off to the side. There you go. And now I'm going to turn this fire up fairly high. Notice what's happening with the egg. Starting to cook. My objective here is to make sure that the eggs don't stick. So I'm constantly, once they get started, I'm moving the eggs around, making sure they're not sticking to the bottom of the skillet. There we go. As you notice that what you saw in the beginning, where it was sticking in the very beginning, it's no longer sticking anywhere on the bottom of the pan. Now we've got it cooking. Now we've got it going. And now all we have, the eggs are actually done, completely done, and all we have is the water that's left. You wouldn't have thought that you could cook eggs in this manner. If I wanted to, I could go over and pour part of the water out and finish these eggs in a short period of time, in a shorter period of time. But I have this yet cooking, and again, it's cooking in water. After we're about halfway done with this cooking, we'll season it, and then we'll mix the two together. And you can do that in water. And they're light, they're fluffy. Instead of having greasy, oily eggs for no reason, you can have eggs that are light and fluffy and absolutely delicious without having to use the oil. Now, the type of eggs that we use, also very important. We use the organic eggs, and they're free-range eggs. One thing about a free-range egg is a free-range egg comes from a chicken that's not cooped up, that has access to natural feed, and they're not forced to lay eggs under bright light. What happens to that chicken is they're extremely, extremely stressed. And under that stress, what happens is the same thing that happens to you and I. That chicken, its cholesterol goes way high. Notice how dry it's becoming? Completely dry. And now I'm just separating the eggs a bit. But that chicken that's cooped up and forced under lights to lay eggs, it's very, very stressed. And what happens is that egg is a completely different egg than a free-range egg. And what I mean by that is when your cholesterol goes up, it's very, very unhealthy. It is the LDL. And the way you tell the difference between the two types of cholesterol, one is HDL, one is LDL. The LDL is the dangerous cholesterol. Well, in the chicken that has been cooped up and forced to lay eggs under the lights, their LDL goes way high, and it's in the yolk. When you eat that, it'll cause your cholesterol level to go up. If you get a free-range organic egg, what happens with that egg is you get the good cholesterol and the good essential fatty acids into the body. You'll notice when you go to the grocery store, they will cost twice as much to get the better eggs, and that's the reason why. So now what I'm going to do with these eggs that are done, I'm going to give them a little bit of moisture, and I'm going to put my turkey and vegetables in with them and mix them in. Turkey's completely done now. Vegetables slightly boiled, and what that does, it releases the enzymes. If you overcook the vegetables, you destroy the enzymes. If you slightly steam or slightly cook them, you release the enzymes so that they work in the body. Once we have all that mixed together, we put it on the plate and we do what we do. We eat it, we enjoy it, and when this goes into the body, completely nourishing, filling, and just a perfect meal. I put the red hot sauce, or this is Western Family. I normally use Frank's Red Hot, which is one of the best tasting hot sauces that you can actually find. Really, really love it. Once you cook this meal, I'm certain you're going to enjoy it. God bless you till next time.